Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Monday, February 23rd, 2015. Well, on Friday, the announcements were in line. I guess we could check them here. Let's just take a little bit of time here and go back to the 20th. And that's here. PMI Manufacturing Index, slightly better than expected. They were looking for a 53.8. They got a 54.3, within range. And looking for, what were you looking here? Inflation expectations. Just exactly what we expect. Aren't we good? We're good at forecasting, yes. Now let's go to the 23rd. And that is today we have the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. Never heard of that one, but it's a black one anyway, so we're not too worried about that one. Come down here to existing home sales. It's kind of a biggie. And the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey. Now you have Auntie Yellen on tap tomorrow. Must be nice to be so important that you can move markets. And looks kind of busy throughout the week, so it should be a volatile week would be my guess right about now. Let's see what's going on in Asia. Mixed. Let's see, we have 3 bullish and 3 bearish, so that I would say that's pretty evenly mixed. And in Europe, mostly bullish. So, and this article here was slightly interesting if you are looking for places to park your money rather than mutual funds over the long term for an investment perspective. Not just you have to do that too. You can't be just a option trader. I hope that you have money in other places too, and that you're, in it for the long term as well. But here's an interesting website. Here it's called ETF.com. Makes sense. And if you want to do some research on ETFs, this kind of looks like the place that you might want to do that. At least start your search there. There's some interesting things there, and I will be looking at it more myself. Okay, so back to here. I think we're done here. A little peek at the futures here in the U.S. Looks like it might gap down slightly at the open. Let's jump over here and see. Actually, yes, we're looking like as though it may open down, but that doesn't mean much because that's what it did Friday. And it definitely turned around later in the day. Gold is at $11.92, below $1,200. That doesn't feel real good to me right now. It's not. It's just because I have GLD. We'll take a peek at that in a minute too. Oil's at $49.81. Happy to see that below 50, but that's not going to help gas too much because of the refinery strike that seems to be spreading across more refineries. So that's going to keep the price of gasoline up or even increase it more. The dollar's at 94.93, looking pretty tough right here. And the euro-US dollar pair looking pretty weak at $1.1307, may actually drop into the $1.12 range. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so just so happens here is GLD right here. And if you remember, I was doing an analysis here of rolling this call that March 123 into the April 123, and when we were looking at it, we would have gotten a 53-cent credit. And here, not looking too good. I'm going to unlock this and see what we come up with. Ooh, now it's at 47 cents, so it lost 6 cents. So I'll put this back to 53. So we lost 6 cents because we dragged our feet. 6 cents is $6 and would have paid the transaction fee for doing that, because it's only one, so it would be $2.50. So that would have paid for that. Okay, hindsight's 20/20. Gold may recover, it may not, who knows. I'm patient on this particular one. This is more like an investment. I want to get this cost basis down to zero, and we'll review that probably tomorrow. I didn't update my spreadsheet from last week. I only had one trade anyway, and that was Netflix with a 52-cent credit, and then I bailed at 44 cents, and that was an 8-cent gain on 5 of them. So that's a little $45 gain, not counting transaction costs. And transaction costs were pretty significant on that one, because there was 5 of them, 10, probably pretty much wiped out the gain on that. So with transaction costs on that particular one, I think it came out probably even if I was lucky, which is why I like to stick to the higher priced ones, where I can do just one lot and get $50 easy, as would happen on the cash indexes, especially SPX. Some of you may have already seen my Are You Ready video from yesterday, talking about an inevitable, I had a problem with that word this morning, inevitable market correction that's going to be coming. They always do. The talking heads say so. And or possible crash. So I talk about a possible trade in that particular one, and that has to do, we looked strictly at the SPX, the cash S&P 500 index. That's the only thing that we looked at in the video. So let's get going with our scan for today. Apple, we're waiting for an entry down here. Had a very nice finish on Friday, looking incredibly strong. So I'm going to actually put a target over here, and maybe it'll come down and tap it today. And I would get into Apple for this week for sure. Maybe a 40 or 50 delta, somewhere between 30 and 50 delta is what I would be looking for there. Just looking really, really strong. Amazon also looking kind of strong. Missed the trade here. Can you believe it? So now we have to wait for the next one. But because it's looking strong, we could put one over here too. Now I can tell you that there just is no way that I'm going to be able to do an intraday trade or watch for this indicator or this opportunity intraday today, because I have company from Wisconsin. My sister's here and my 2 nieces, her daughters, and we're going to spend a day together. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to trade or see this happen, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to happen today over here on the intraday chart. So hopefully you guys get an opportunity to do that. We have the same thing going on here with Boeing. Wow, another one. It's just rocking and rolling, and wow, that's a big move. Might turn out though, everything on this list might be eligible for that. Not Baidu. I don't see anything going on there. I'm not interested in anything at all. So I'm going to get rid of all drawings on this. Just looking like as though it may just do a reversal here. Chipotle. Not interested in anything there either. Costco. Not interested in anything there. take a look at the Dow. We have new high, da-da-da-da. Gold, we already kind of looked at that. And we looked at the covered call that's out there. Cost basis is 124, and we're way down to 116. So it's going to take us a while to work that down. Google, we have a hook here on Google, but we did not get confirmation, so it's still in the setup mode. So I will note it as such. This is pretty much what the market did. A big drop right away in the morning, and then a recovery. Only the market did a little bit better than this. So actually Google's looking a little weak right now. LinkedIn, just consolidating, not interested in anything there. NDX, it's just on an incredible roll. We'll look for an intra-day trade here, if we can get an entry on that. Netflix, I think because like Apple and Amazon are tearing things apart here. Could have stayed in Netflix and taken the whole profit, but didn't. That's okay. This one is also looking pretty strong. Actually, I'm going to get rid of all drawings here and kind of start over again. There we go. And we have a target over there. Price line. I don't know what's going on with that right now, so I'll wait for that one to settle down a little bit. Russell on a real big tear, so we'd be looking for an entry over here. SPX, probably pretty much the same story. We're back to SPX for this week. Yes, it is the same story, so we have a target set over there. NDX, I'm just making notes here, sorry. I forgot to write those ones down that I was putting little entries over here, possible entries. Tesla is on a real nice tear, so there would be an entry over here as well. That's Tesla. And Visa. Even though I have a target set here, I'm not feeling real good about this particular one. So I'm going to just hold back for right now and take that off of there. And wait a little bit longer. Just because this was a big rise here from their earnings. And it's not really... I'd like to see kind of a straight line. This is almost like a double, triple top here, so I need it to tell me what it's going to do a little bit more clearly. All right, so that was pretty easy for today. A little 14 minutes here. That's not too bad. Good luck to you guys trading today. I'm going to take the day off, and I'm also taking tomorrow off, and then going into the end of the week, we'll be packing up and heading back to the frigid north of Ohio. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.